Welcome back to the Kick and Post podcast. It's your host, Jamal Thompson and Trey. Trey in the nice background. Where Trey at today? Sipping
Shout
a little
out to
coffee?
Foxtail Coffee.
Or is that a
I love
matcha?
Foxtail. Actually, a cafe con leche, extra sweet.
Cafe con leche. Okay. We abandon you again for the playoffs.
I'm
We
sorry,
tend to
guys.
do that. You know,
Yeah.
we try not to be absent, but in memorial of Father's Day, we decided to come back from getting milk. How y'all boys doing? End of the NBA playoffs. We're in the finals. Obviously, me and Trey called OKC versus Indiana. No, we didn't.
Yes.
No, we didn't. Full transparency, I did not see at least Indiana making it this far. OKC isn't that much of a surprise. I did have like a Denver or Minnesota making it, but they performed pretty well
Yeah.
against those teams. But Trey, how are you, man? Before we go too deep
I'm
into
good, I'm,
the
I'm
playoffs.
good, brother. Just moving into a new apartment this week. I'm excited.
Nice.
New stage of life. Excited. Everything's good. Summer vacation. I'm a teacher, as many of you listeners may know. I'm on summer break. I'm getting into some new things. We got some merch dropping soon in the mall. We'll talk about that offline a little more, but
Yes. Some
I'm good, man. Ready
merchandise.
to talk about it. I'm happy. We kind of jumped into this at a good time because I think if we would have came in here to Indiana up 2-1, I would have told a lot of lies this morning. So I'm happy that we're here 2-2. Is a good time to jump on the fly.
Yes. But let's just get straight into it. I think the series is gonna be talked about once over as one of the I'd say more competitive ones. It won't get the love it's supposed to get just based on the star power and all that. But I can't lie, it's been really good quality basketball.
Yeah.
Both teams seem to, outside of Shea, struggle to find that guy. Well, let me not say outside of Shea. Outside of Shea and Jalen Williams, struggle to find that guy to kind of play consistent offense. Pascal's actually been pretty solid on the other side, but it's been great defense, great contributors outside of the star players, and I've enjoyed the basketball I have watched for the finals. How about you?
Dude, I've watched every game. It seems like it kind of constantly gets me. Reminds me of good. I wouldn't say old school basketball, but it's like it's depth over stardom, in my opinion. Like I don't think Shea and SG have been like dominantly. I mean, I think Shea's going to score every time, but this kind of series has showed me like you need a roster around you to be to win games. And I think it has been good basketball. Every game has been competitive. Even the ones that kind of were almost like blowout potential, they kind of come out in a 10, 11-point game, hammer the spread every time. I think it's just interesting to kind of see that. Again, I thought you said earlier, Indiana wrapped their way to the finals. OKC, in a way, kind of, I mean, minus Denver, we'll say, well, they kind of just were, they ran through everyone. You know what I'm saying? So I think this is pretty cool. So, and then seeing it 2-2 now, like I told you earlier, if we'd have started this like before the game 4, I would have told you, man, this might be over with in 5. And if you didn't watch the first 30 minutes of that game on Saturday, you probably agree with the same thing. But then, OKC and Shea had a legacy 2 minutes in the fourth quarter and changed the narrative. So good basketball so far for sure.
I agree. Let's do a quick preview. I actually think just to rifle this all in, somebody has awoken, and we might have to put a quick pause. But OKC at home after a big comeback in the fourth quarter. I am sorry to say, I think it is going to be a very, very, very ugly game for the Pacers going into OKC. After a game that they needed, in my opinion, at home to win the championship. I think they come out motivated. That house gets rocking pretty quick, and I think all their others start making shots, which is one of the big draws. I think Dort hits his usual 2. I think Caruso gets 2. I think you might even get a little case on Wallace too. Like everybody's gonna kind of get off.
I agree. I think Nori is moving a little bit, so we'll make it a micro pot if we have to. But
Yeah.
I don't know if Nick Young has a podcast. And they talk about corner boys.
Yeah.
As guys, corner guys. I think Dort first game of the series when OKC was kind of rolling. Indiana stole at the end, but like hitting those 3 open shots in OKC, I think they do win. I just think for a quick preliminary thing, I think the game series goes 7. I do think Indiana wins in 7. And I know they probably don't agree with that
Oh,
take, but
I
I think
mean,
that
as guys who like to
I,
dabble and sprinkle, there is just taking them to win in general right now is back up to like plus 430.
yeah, I think I'll sprinkle on that just today with $20, $30, but or more. Who knows how I'm feeling? But anyways, I do think it's crazy, yes, but not insane. I think Indiana has enough firepower and as a cohesive team enough to, as we've seen, win 2 games. And I don't think they win tonight. I don't think tonight is a friendly game for any Pacers fans. Just should have watched the game tonight. I think it's ugly actually tonight. So
I think the
I
X
agree with you.
factor is certainly Miles Turner. He hasn't really shown up offensively. I know he's dealing with some whether it be sickness, injuries, ailments, right?
You said you
Um
said Miles Preston,
oh my gosh, yeah, I said that guy.
garbage.
He's still been providing what he needs to provide for them, but he's been struggling offensively tremendously. And if we know anything from last series, his offensive pop, especially on the perimeter, helped a ton to kind of get past New York. So they need him at some point to show up and be something on offense. It's
Yeah,
very, very, very important that he kind of pops in and does what they expect him to do. Um, we look at Tyrese; he usually does what he does. Aaron Neesmith hasn't given him a consistent punch either. Um, and the ultimate X factor outside of Miles Turner is their bench. Both benches. When benches have played well, that team has usually won.
right.
Caruso has been able to give them back-to-back 20-point games. Ben Matherin goes crazy game 3, and then the coaching, the decision to kind of take his minutes away, I'm still a little bit concerned as to
So,
like what happened,
but he
after
played. I don't know if you watched. You watched Game 4 at all, or kind of a little bit here
no,
and
just
there.
a little bit.
So he played, but it's like again. I know I was telling my girlfriend last night. Um, when you watch the NBA, like it's weird when you see a player go from being uber aggressive and uber assertive and like
Yeah.
wanting to get with their shot to then like I'm watching. I'm not comparing him at all. Last time I'm watching the Aces play, and Jackie Young has 15 points first half. Right,
Mm-hmm.
second half of the match she has no points, 6 assists. What changes in your mindset to think, oh, I'm scoring on track for 30. Let me go get more assists now. And Matthew, I thought was more like I'm going to move and create for others. Bro, you had 30 easy in that game 3. Like
Yeah.
getting to your spots, being shots
In
off. So like
in what
it's it's
27
so weird to
minutes?
predict it. Yeah, and it's weird to predict. Like you want to say in a read, you want to say, all right, quick parlay of Caruso points, Mathurin points, assist for Tally and then rebounds for whatever. Like that's the easy one.
Mm.
But then one of them will end up with 1 rebound or 1 point. Is like, what am I like? And that's the hard thing about I think sports betting, but also this finals. Like last year, we saw the Mavericks. We knew Luka would get his points. We
Mm.
knew Tatum would get his points. We knew Brown would do it. Oh, sorry, we knew Tatum would do rebounds and assists. We knew Brown would score, and we knew Kyrie would hit threes. It was consistent lays. Like what you can do this series. Tonight we want Dort to hit 2 threes. We want Nembhard to hit 2 threes. We want Chet's rebounds and points. We want Shea's points. We want those things. We're betting on them, but we may be completely off. And then
It's just harder to tell
whatever.
with I think it's one of those series where like again you talk about the last one, you had the guys who were consistent in what they did. I feel like both teams have made it here. Just whoever works and whatever works that night gets the job done, and they've been doing it the whole
Yeah,
finals.
right.
Yeah,
Who's going to be the guy? Yeah,
yeah. There's no really like okay, we need to make sure this guy's the guy. We just
right.
need to make sure the entire, as they say, the power of friendship works in a way that we get to where we need to get to. Yeah,
Right.
that's all that we're worried about. I think she might have went back out. Oh no, she
Okay,
didn't. She's chilling right now.
okay.
But I'll keep watching.
Bro, you made a good thing with the power of friendship. I think that literally it's like they go OKC first game, starts Case and Wallace over Hardenstein, and it kind of goes back to Hardenstein. But then Caruso's been the guy off the bench. Then you go to Indiana, like Matherin's had a game. I think game 1, Miles Turner went crazy, and so did Siakam. And then like Halliburton had a great game 3.
Mm-hmm.
Like they don't have like their team is different. In my opinion, the Uber for OKC to win is Shea to have 32 plus, Chet to have a good game rebounding and offensively, and Caruso to do his thing. Everyone else is like even Jalen Williams last game had 27, 7, and 6, and no one said a word about it.
Yeah,
For a finals game. That's a great stat line.
that is
That
an
gets you
awesome stat
paid.
line.
But I mean, but I think that's like you made a good point. The power of friendship, like they did these teams. Like last year, the issue, I haven't heard yet about Halliburton at all. But remember last year when Brown was playing so out of his mind and was
Mm-hmm.
getting Finals MVP talk, it was like, oh well, Tatum has to do more. I haven't seen any of those narratives this year
No.
by Halliburton or SBA. Like, and do we like it? I like it. I'm cool with it. Like, I'm happy that,
I
that
mean,
there's
there's not
no
much more dominating of the ball SGA could do.
right.
He's involved in almost
And I
every
thought,
possession. I
and if you
think.
again, if you go back and watch it, bro, Game Four, I'll just be going. Game Four's defense, Indiana played first half on Shea
Hmm.
was the same. He just wasn't being aggressive. He was just giving him open shots. And he took over in the fourth
Hmm.
because he can do it. Like he can't. He's the most unguardable mid-range player in the league. So
Yeah,
he's able to do whatever he wants to do for sure.
it's refreshing to not have to hear about the star, the superstar, the face of the league talk as much in this finals. It's actually been, I feel like, forced by reporters to be like, okay, what does face of the league mean? What does superstar mean? All that stuff. These guys, even though Shea now has an MVP, and if we look on the Indiana side, nobody was looking at anybody in Indiana to be the face of the league.
No,
No, right?
but top 10 point guard, yes. But go
Yeah,
ahead.
you called Halliburton as top 10 point guard in the playoffs, and I don't care. He could win 6 championships and have 20 points a game, 15 assists. The way he plays offense, how awkward he looks playing offense, I just can't get behind it. I'm a hater, and I'm fine with that.
Can you name 10 better than him?
Can I name 10 better than him?
Like not like besides Luka and Curry, can you name 10 definitive point guards better than him?
Um, it'll
Like,
it'll be a
like,
stretch. It'd be a stretch, especially now with what he's accomplished. But
yeah, I mean,
I didn't say it was a
multiple time All
logical
Star.
ranking list. Um, I
I
said
think he's
that I
top
just
five.
hate how he plays. Right at this point, I take Desmond Bane above him. Right, like ain't nobody trading 4 first-round picks for Desmond Bane. Which shout out, I mean for Hallie, but shout out what's it called? Our he with us uh member for getting traded. You know what I mean? Like we covered how, which not to divert a little bit too much, but I know people are really giving the Desmond Bane train a lot of hate, right? But can we agree that if the Magic had Desmond Bane in the series they
Last year,
played the Celtics,
yes.
can we agree,
I,
just based on
I,
how we
I just
saw the
hope,
flow of the game, right? When they had moments where
yes,
just 1-3 would have either
yes,
put them in reach, or they were ahead or tied, and 1-3, one open three would have
yes.
put a little bit of pressure on the Celtics. If they had Desmond Bane in
I,
that series, they might have won that series.
I hope Nori's relaxing because this is a good segue. You watch those series games.
Yeah.
Desmond Bane, I watched Desmond Bane for Memphis some games last year, go for 35. And it wasn't like, oh, I'm overworking. It's come down, get to my spot, pull up. I
Yeah.
watched him in Orlando have 27 against the Magic.
Hmm.
So the Magic saw that. I want that. And not saying you don't have to be a league dog. You have a top 10 player in the league, definitively in Paolo, a top 25, 30 player in Franz. Like you have these guys in your league, fringe 30, whatever, you know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
You have these guys on your team. Like, you just want Bane to be top 12 shooter,
Aren't those guys both under the age of 26 too? Franz and
25.
Paolo?
25.
Yeah. Right?
I was 21. I was 21.
Yeah. So I
I'm
know we're
fine.
mad
Like,
about the picks, but if we're able to entice Paolo to stay, by the time that last pick would have fallen off, he's just turning 25.
hey, but you said earlier about Hallie. They traded Sabonis, Justin Holiday, Jeremy Lamb, and 3 picks to the Kings. That's a lot of players for Hallie.
Did they
Unproven
only
Hallie
get
and Buddy
Hallie?
Hield. They got Buddy Hield.
Buddy
And Buddy
Hield
Hield's
was
not
a
even there
dog
anymore.
back then.
The trade was for Halliburton. Can we be honest?
Okay, yeah. But Buddy was a boy. Buddy was that boy back then.
So to me, like we can segue. I'm cool with it because I think that our group chat, shout out to the CFP group chat minus Mike, play your games. Anyways, and Commissioner Kevin, I'll see you Friday, boys. Anyways, should we pod this weekend?
We
In person?
should actually, but I don't know how that's gonna work out. Every time I've tried, it hasn't
Pre-wedding?
worked out. Yeah,
Should we do pre-wedding with our suits on? Like it was like
that'd be kind of
a quick
vibe. I
like,
can't lie. I
all right, cool.
got
So,
mobile mics, so
all right, I'm fine. Anyways, I think the trade, like when you talk about basketball, Bane adds a level of shooting the Magic don't have.
no.
Another ball handler that can get to downhill Again, I watched the Magic play in person 3 times last year. Free throws are issue. Bane is a great free throw shooter and can play defense.
Mm-hmm.
And there's one thing that you can't teach anyone is to be a dog. He's a dog.
Yeah, he
That's a
built
good
like
thing.
one.
Now, again, 15 win batted, probably not. 7, 8. You're fourth in the East. Avoid
The
Boston, avoid
Celtics
New
are
York, avoid
not
them.
gonna be it next year. They know that there's no JT. If there's a time to try to chase the East, they watch Indiana make it to the championship. I think they look at
Yeah.
themselves as a better team than Indiana. You know, a
And
lot
you
of
also are,
teams
yeah,
look at themselves as better
the
than
point.
Indiana, right? And they're in the finals, and all it took was a Celtics injury,
How, yeah.
right?
And how they were best in the end. Yeah. I
And
agree.
Hallie went crazy, yeah, right? But
But Boston
otherworldly,
will be good.
huh?
Boston will be good. Boston won't be good. The
Boston were
Knicks,
good,
the Knicks will be whatever.
yeah.
We don't know what Embiid's going to be in Philly, so that's going to be a question mark. Whatever.
Atlanta's still
Because
gonna underperform.
The Cavs are frauds.
Cavs are 100%. I think Cavs break it up this year, but we'll see.
Now, the one thing we'll have to watch for is, and this is a weird one, if Kevin Durant goes to Miami and they can keep Bam and Hero, they're good.
Yeah,
In
that's
my
gonna be a
opinion,
tough keep though.
that's still a second team All NBA player in Kevin Durant at 30
If
whatever.
Giannis gets moved
With
to Miami,
their
yeah.
if Giannis was to Miami, they're the best team in the East.
I think what Orlando did also though is they kind of tanked the trade market for superstars, because
Well,
again,
yeah.
if you're moving Giannis, that trade package is gonna have to be insanity, based on what the price tag for Bane just was.
Isn't it crazy that like the I'm reading online that the Kevin Durant trade won't be as big as Bane's was, but we're saying Giannis's will have to be bigger. And I'm not saying this like right now in the NBA, Giannis is better than KD. We know
His
that. Like I'm not
age
arguing it.
too, though.
But all time, if I told you can get Kevin Durant, let's say both in their prime, what are you trading for Kevin Durant right now in the NBA? If Bane got 4 picks, 7 first-round picks, legitimately.
What am I trading for?
If Kevin Durant has prime today,
Prime? Oh
and you
yeah,
are, yeah, I want your firstborn son.
I was about to say it's insane. What do you trade for prime Kevin Durant?
Because Giannis is, I mean, if Giannis goes to Miami and they want to keep Hero and Bam, they're trading Nikola Jovic, probably Terry Rozier, Duncan Robinson, 3 first, probably some other team's first or third. Yeah, you're probably looking at 7 players total for just Giannis. And then that's not saying that. Again, does Milwaukee do they want to throw in Brook Lopez to come to Miami with him or something like that? Like what? Do the
Probably
Bucks like
be
blow it
Brooke
up?
or
Yeah.
BJ Portis. I'm not BJ Portis, Bobby Portis.
Bobby Portis and Giannis in Miami are the best team in the NBA.
It would be.
In
I don't know if I'd say in the NBA, but it would be an insane. It'd be insane. I mean, they're already talking about potentially blowing up the Celtics thing. Reset. They have a 2026 class that's supposed to be loaded. They can move off of Derek White because he's gonna garner eventually more money. Unless
But
he
you're
decides
saying
to
blow it
play.
up. So then where do those guys land at? Like does Derek White or Drew Holiday land in Miami also?
There's so much.
One
There's
of
so
those
much
two.
potential for different moves and stuff like that. That I don't know. You're right. Where do some of these people end up?
Because all those dominoes, like if we play the hypothetical of Giannis, let's say Giannis ends up in Miami, and where does KD end up at? We'll just say Houston, for whatever reason, Houston, and they move Jalen Green or whoever else to Phoenix or whatever. Then guys like Drew Holiday, Derek White, Walker Kessler, Bobby Portis, who are all free agents. If I'm them, I'm looking at 2013 Miami Heat. I'm gonna go play. I'm gonna play in Miami. I'm gonna go play in Houston alongside these guys. Like in my opinion, don't
Good
kill me
landing
here.
spots. Yeah.
Don't kill me here. Drew Holiday is probably a Hall of Famer already. 2 gold medals, two rings.
I mean, I
He's
think
a Hall of
it's
Famer.
at a point where
Yeah,
it's like we're underrating what he means to a team if we do not put him in
yeah,
the Hall of Fame.
yeah.
You know,
So he's a Hall of Famer
I won't lie.
already. So
Milwaukee did that to
yeah,
him too. We
yeah. He's a Hall of
undervalued
Famer.
what
Yeah.
he was. We don't win
And
a
it goes
chip
from
without Drew.
yeah. I agree, and he'll be a Hall of Famer now. You're like Ray Allen almost. I'm going in the Hall. Like why not go try to get a 3rd ring? And he's also young enough to. His wife is obviously Olympic soccer legend. He may play again in fucking Los Angeles in 3 years, and whatever. And it's just like that's what I'm saying. I think that
Yeah.
I think we forget like those guys, the Drew Holidays, like the Lakers should go get Drew Holiday, but we won't. We have two ball dominant guys, or like Otto said last night jokingly, a Chris Paul to Orlando. He's older, yes, but him being able to mold and teach Suggs to
We've
be a
been
better point
talking
guard.
about that for
Yeah,
ages, though. Like,
yeah,
we're just
yeah, yeah.
dropping him in a team that needed it, and he's already there. It's just I don't understand the duality of adding him and De'Aaron Fox in the same space. Um,
I think it was a mentorship. I think you look at it like, okay, I mean, but I think he teaches him like a professional.
hmm
That's what they fucking fish off the court. He's a professional. You bring him to Orlando. What does Paulo Braun have shown us in the playoff games? They can get you there.
hmm
They can do it. Now I think they're like, Chris Paul, their career. My knowledge of no major. He's been shut down or whatever. No major.
he also blew out his like groin, like I think in Houston, cost them a chance to kind of go far. Like
Teach Suggs how to
he's
be a
had
pro.
nagging
Yeah, I
stuff,
agree.
but he to play this
Yeah,
long in this many years, you do have to know how to take care
yeah.
of your body. Um,
Yeah, I think going there would be a win
he's
for
already
them
where
to
I think
teach
he
them
wants
how
to
to be
provide
pros.
tutelage, though. That's why he picked the Spurs. He saw Victor and he's
Right.
like, you're something crazy. Like,
But that again, segue that team. I wish I might go on 2K today and just buy the game for $10, whatever.
it's
That team in
free. I
5 years
think
is
right
gonna be.
now the old one on PlayStation Plus monthly.
Yeah, I'm gonna go look at it today, bro. That team is it on paper with the number 2 and 4 pick.
hmm
That team on paper is gonna be fucking ridiculous in 4 or 5 years if
I
everyone
think they
stays
could just
healthy.
move both those picks though and go get somebody crazy. Imagine they move both
I
those
think
picks and three other future picks and go get Giannis.
yeah, I mean I think that in my opinion, they're gonna be ridiculous and you trade again. I thought Flag would have been nice in San Antonio, but again, like you're right. Chris Paul looks like it's going to be a big once the big free agent splashes or trade moves happen. But then again, if Giannis doesn't trade them all, what happens with Milwaukee? Then does Milwaukee say, "All right, fuck it, we're gonna make a move for someone else and go find someone else." You know what I'm saying? Like, what does Milwaukee do then? Oh yeah, I'm saying resetting it. So it's gonna be very interesting to see how that all plays out. Honestly,
I'm very excited to do an off season just trade and evaluation of what these teams will do. I think we're gonna go ahead and call it here because
oh yeah, I got you.
yeah, she's been nice, but she is doing a lot of she's turning over and staring into the camera right now. So um I gotta go attend to, first priority.
You're
But this
good.
has been fun.
You're good. You're
We
good. You're
figured out
good.
the whole capture
Um,
scene, so this should be on YouTube. I know we've been talking about that on
yeah,
the pod for a while, but this one could actually be on the
I
pod.
know. What are you wearing to the wedding?
Huh?
What are you wearing to the wedding?
Blue. I think I gotta find my blazer, but
Blue suit?
I got a
Oh, blue. Like
like a little blue
blue
suit,
jacket?
little blue suit.
Like, what does Trig wear? Damn.
I think you'll be fine. Trig knows what to wear. You
Trig's fashion sense. Trig's definitely on. Trig's gonna put it on.
Yeah,
We'll
Trig gonna
figure
put
it
it
out.
on
But
whatever color it is. So
yeah, we'll figure it out.
I think
All
you
right,
got
buddy.
it. But
Thank you.
Thunder tonight by 20. Thunder in 6.
No, Lou Dort, 1.5 threes. What else you need?
Oh yeah, Ludor 1.5 threes and Andrew not Nemhard, Aaron Neesmith 1.5 threes.
And Shea, 34.5 points, and Chet, 25.5 points and rebounds.
That's all we
You
care.
want that?
Yep.
I might do a 4-leg mall and Trig leg just for the vibe
All right, we'll
tonight.
and if that happens, we'll talk about the results of that, maybe live or maybe before we actually pop up in Tampa for this wedding. So thank y'all for tuning in. Thank y'all for listening to the pod. We'll catch y'all on the next one. Peace.
Okay.
I'll admit to it. We all have things we need to work on in our personal life. So
Speaking of that, I set up $300 white bill this morning. So
welcome to adulthood, my brother.
but this is a random story I'm telling you because you're my friend, but it's recording. So when I was 12 years old, my mom put a light bill in my name, and I didn't know this.
You've been
put
an
this at
adult
the
for
end
a
of it.
while.
You can put this at the end of the video. So I didn't know this. Every apartment I've lived in so far, the lights have been included, like in whatever. So I didn't.
Wait, your
Whatever.
lights have been included in every apartment? Where you be
Yeah.
staying at? That's awesome.
It was two pretty. I mean, they're both nice places, but this where I'm at now, like it's water included, but you pay for everything else. So like I was saying, my FPL, all right, cool. Like it's like 110 a month, which is cool. Whatever. I went this morning. I got home from Miami, and I was like, "Well, what's going on here?" I checked the app. It said you owe 310. And I was like, "Oh my god!" I paid it, and my insides
Body.
jumped. But anyways, I'm ready to roll. Let's talk about OKC. Can you hear me clearly? Nothing good enough.
Oh yeah, I can hear you very well, and she's
All right,
starting to move around a bit. So let's get to it.
let's do it.
All right, 3, 2. Oh wait.